Hi, this is Peter with Tiller, and I want to talk today about the opportunity cost of the dollars we spend. I just bought this sweater. It cost about $100, and I thought through the purchase, should I buy it or not? And one of the ways to think about a purchase like that is what's the opportunity cost of these dollars? I want to suggest a model today for thinking about opportunity cost, and the right model really depends on what your number one goal is. I'm going to suggest 5 different goals, and you can see if one of them fits for you. We can all think about $100 we spend each month in discretionary purchases. It might be a number of small purchases, or maybe it's a single item like this sweater. That's $1,200 a year. So let's say my number one goal is to retire early. So what's the impact? Well, first of all, by spending this kind of money, I'm raising my standard of living and my cost of living. In order to fund that kind of expense through retirement, I need another $30,000 in my retirement account, assuming a safe withdrawal rate of 4%, in order to have $1,200 of retirement cash flow for this type of purchase. In addition, of course, this money I spent now I could put into my retirement account, but I didn't. If I put that $1,200 this year into my retirement account, assuming a market rate return of 7% in a whole market fund, that $1,200 this year would turn into $6,500 in 25 years. Is it worth it? It's a good question. Let's say my number one goal is to take a vacation. I just want a vacation. I just actually went on Airbnb and I found this bungalow in Tahiti for $75 a night. Let's say that I book that for a week. That's about $600. Saves me, I have another $600 left for a cheap airplane ticket, and that's a week in Tahiti. Okay, what do I want more? Let's say my number one goal is to get out of debt. I have consumer debt and I want to get out of it. The average credit card debt rate in the US is about 16%. So this $1,200 a year in discretionary purchases like this, in 5 years, that's going to add up to about $2,500 if I just let it sit and accumulate interest. In 10 years, that's about $5,000. And if I let it sit for 25 years, it's nearly $50,000. Consumer debt is insidious because of the high interest rates. That's an awful lot to pay for a sweater like this and some other purchases of this type. But that's an option. Let's say my number one goal is simply to just get back time. Well, look at your hourly rate. What can you earn in an hour? Let's say my hourly rate is $25 an hour. A sweater like this, $100, that's 4 hours of my time. Is it worth that? And then the 5th model I'll suggest is, let's say my number one goal is to help others. Well, browse the United Way or the UNICEF website. I was just on the UNICEF website actually, and I found that with $1,200 this year, I can fund 3 malnourished children with meals for the whole year. That would make me feel pretty good actually. So what did I decide? In this case, I actually bought this sweater. Clearly I'm wearing it, right? So I bought this sweater because I had one just like it, and then my dog, she tore it apart. I left it. It smelled good, I guess. I don't know. And she destroyed it. And so I went about a month without that sweater, and I realized I wore that sweater all the time. I wore it several times a week. So I bought a new one. And you know what? I have no regrets. For me, this is a great purchase, even when I compare it against the opportunity cost of these dollars. So what's the right answer for you? Well, it depends on your number one goal, and you can decide. Is it worth it? It's your money. Make sure it works for you. That's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. You can always find more on the Tiller Money blog.